Oh, this Western Conference final matchup, it could be a lot of fun. This is one of the deeper rivalries in the Ontario Hockey League. You've got the London Knights, who finished first in the Western Conference standings, against the Kitchener Rangers, who finished third, second overall in the Midwest Division. So these two teams, quite familiar with one another. They've had some spirited playoff matchups in the past, and this might be another one to add to the legend of these two teams as they go back and forth in their OHL histories. During the regular season, the London Knights, they had the advantage. 4-1-1 was their record over the Kitchener Rangers. The last meeting was a 2-1 victory for the London Knights over Kitchener back on March 18th, and that game, of course, was at the Odd. For the London Knights, the player that's had the most success against Kitchener during the regular season was Blake Montgomery. 3 goals, 3 assists, good for 6 points. And for the Kitchener Rangers, Jack Pridham, 4 goals, 2 assists, 6 points in the games he played for Kitchener against the London Knights. So expect those two players to continue to have success during this round, or maybe those are going to be players that will be, the main focus for the opposition, trying to make sure those two stay off the score sheet. Now, in looking at the stats from the playoffs for the London Knights, their goals for per game this postseason, 6. They're averaging 6 goals per game in this playoffs. As for the Kitchener Rangers, they're averaging 3 goals per game. So quite the difference already when you look at the offense. And remember, the London Knights, they've only played 8 games. They completed series sweeps over the Owen Sound Attack and the Erie Otters, while the Kitchener Rangers needed 5 games to get past the Flint Firebirds. And then, of course, that huge dramatic come from behind Game 7 against the Windsor Spitfires. Kitchener becoming only the 6th team in OHL history to do the reverse sweep, where Windsor, of course, up 3-0, and then Kitchener winning 4 straight to take the series. On the goals against per game side, the London Knights, they've given up 2.5 goals per game, whereas Kitchener has given up 2.25 goals per game. So a slight edge to the Kitchener Rangers. And if they're going to, win this series, it's going to come down to their defense and their goaltending and trying to shut down the offense that is the juggernaut, the London Knights. Now on the power play, it's a big difference here. The London Knights, 30% success on the man advantage this postseason, whereas Kitchener, it's struggled a bit, 14.3%. So quite the advantage for London coming into this series. And then when you look at the penalty kill, the Knights operating at 85.4%, while Kitchener, 88.7% on the penalty kill. So yeah, the London Knights, they have the advantage when it comes to the power play, but I have to give the advantage here to the Kitchener Rangers when it comes to the penalty kill. And this is where it's going to come down to. It's going to be if Kitchener's going to win this series, it needs to be low scoring, and the defense really needs to shut things down. For example, Jackson Parsons, 2 shutouts this playoff so far, and he had that big shutout in game number 6, I believe it was, against the Windsor Spitfires. So that's what it's going to take if the Kitchener Rangers are going to upset this London Knights team, who just seemed destined to march their way back to another J. Ross Robertson Cup championship in the Ontario Hockey League. Now, looking at the top 5 scorers from the London Knights in the playoffs so far, Easton Cowan, he leads the way, 8 goals, 13 assists, 21 points. Denver Barkey, second with 9 goals, 11 assists, 20 points. Sam O'Reilly, he's right now third in team scoring with 5 goals, 10 assists, 15 points. Sam Dickinson, 4 goals, 9 assists, 13 points. And then Kasper Halttunen, 4 goals, 5 assists, 9 points. And that's your top 5 scoring right now for the Knights. And remember, they've only played 8 playoff games, and we already see Easton Cowan with 21 points and Denver Barkey with 20. So this offense, it can be lethal. In net, Austin Elliott, he's appeared in all 8 games. He has a perfect 8-0 record, 2.46 goals against average, and an 896 save percentage. So some pretty good numbers there for Austin Elliott. And then shifting focus to the Kitchener Rangers, their top 5 scorers. Luke Ellenis, he leads the way, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. Trent Swick right there as well, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. Jack Pridham, he's been fun to follow. Third in team scoring with 6 goals, 4 assists, 10 points. Christian Humphreys, 3 goals, 7 assists, 10 points. And then Tanner Lamb, 5th in team scoring right now, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. And the Rangers, of course, they played more games than the London Knights in this playoff. But look at the difference in the points. Easton Cowan leads the Knights with 21 points, and then Ellenis Swick, 13 points. Quite the difference, and that just goes to show how Kitchener, if they're going to win this series, it's going to be scoring by committee and low scoring games is what they're going to be looking for. In net, Jackson Parsons, 8-4 is his record as he's appeared in every game so far for the Kitchener Rangers. He has a 2.12 goals against average and a 919 save percentage. And that's the best save percentage out of the remaining goaltenders in the OHL playoffs. So Parsons, he will have to be Kitchener's MVP here if they're going to upset the London Knights here in the Western Conference Final. The last time these two teams met in the playoffs, the second round last year, and the London Knights, they completed the sweep of the Kitchener Rangers. So Kitchener looking to get some retribution here and make things a little more challenging for the London Knights as they meet here in the conference final. Now, the last 3 years, we've seen London make it to the Western Conference final and ultimately to the OHL Championship. So the London Knights, they've had some deep playoff runs here, but they are well rested as they don't typically lose a lot of games on their way to an OHL Championship. For the Kitchener Rangers, though, the last time they made it to the Western Conference final, you have to go back to 2018, and that's when they lost to the Sioux Greyhounds in 7 games. So it's nice to see the Rangers back in a Western Conference final, but man, oh man, this series has so much potential. London versus Kitchener, the two rivals from the Midwest Division, and can't wait to see the end result of this one. So we're now down to the final 4 teams in the Ontario Hockey League postseason. Who's going to advance to the OHL Championship from the West? Let me know in the comments down below who your pick is and in how many games. Thank you very much for your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you haven't clicked subscribe already, and we'll talk to you again soon.